Yesterday evening, organization called No Labels hosted what it called a conversation with America, but only pre-selected questions were allowed through their filter. Howard Schultz, the CEO of Starbucks, was the main spokesman in this so-called conversation, this public relations event. And during this event, he talked about how No Labels was going to work to help with the gap between the haves and the have-nots, warning that unless people join No Labels, the gap between the haves and have-nots would only get wider. But let's take a look at what Howard Schultz is doing himself with that gap at Starbucks, the corporation that he runs. Last year, Howard Schultz made 654 times what the median income was for a worker at Starbucks, an employee. 654 times. That's something on the order of a fraction of 1%, 0.15 of 1% of what Howard Schultz made himself. He and the other people speaking for No Labels said that they were promoting a kind of citizen involvement beyond ideology, where ideology wouldn't be a part of it anymore. But you know, as CEO of Starbucks, Howard Schultz spent an awful lot of money last year sending lobbyists to Washington, D.C. to promote a particular ideology that profits Starbucks very well. No Labels sounds great until you listen to the details, until you listen to the idea that they want to cut taxes for corporations. Is it any wonder that so many of the people behind No Labels are corporate leaders? No Labels works with a sentiment that is noble, for people to get involved. But it looks to me that the only people who are going to profit from No Labels are corporate CEOs like Howard Schultz. Until Howard Schultz begins to deal with the gap between the haves and the have-nots at his own corporation, why should we, the struggling American workers, trust anything that he or No Labels has to say?